today we are visited by our shop owner, Jared. Good morning, Jared.
Good morning.
How is your morning going?
Good. How was yours?
It's been splendid. I've been thinking about this topic for a little while now. Now, I have been getting tattooed for probably about 13 years, not too long, but I've had many different experiences at different shops. And what I have to say is that Lucky Bamboo has a really transparent business model. I feel like we do take the time to really inform clients at each step of the way. So, yeah, let's go over the scheduling process and what it kind of looks like. So, there are several details of the tattoo that we'd like to know prior to obtaining a quote. Now, why are those details important in obtaining a quote?
Well, to be able to estimate time, I mean, estimating time with tattooing is already super difficult, right? Because we're not a street shop. We're not picking some tattoo off the wall that we've done 20 times, like traditionally, back in the day, and it's easy. Oh yeah, I know that takes me an hour and a half to do that tattoo or whatever. Where every tattoo is different, literally every tattoo is different. You've never done that piece. It's it's difficult. So the more details, the better, to be able to estimate timing and pricing.
And I really appreciate, from a client's perspective, having that quote and kind of knowing what my sessions are going to look like, what the whole total will look like. It kind of gives me a good idea on how to save and how to budget. Now, another part of our booking process is booking out each appointment for each of those hours that was quoted.
Yes, and the reason we do that is, I mean, it evolved into that. We didn't always do that. What happened actually was, it was multiple times this had happened. Like, let's say we spend 30 or 40 hours drawing some big piece. The person comes in and then we spend 6-8 hours outlining it, and then they go get it finished at another shop, right? So they've used us for our talent and our artwork, and then they go to some cheap person to try to get the price down, and which is bullshit, right? It's theft in a way. So we decided, well, if we're going to make this commitment and put forth this effort, then the client is going to make this commitment and put forth the effort.
Now, say we're doing multiple sessions, but I want to spread it out. Is it possible to go like once a month or once every 2 months to accommodate somebody's budget, maybe?
Yeah, and just to back up a little bit, there is a second part to that too, as well as when it's also for the client and the tattoo as well. Because if you go, like, let's say you go longer than a year, let's say a sleeve takes longer than a year, then you're going into older pieces or other parts to have it match what you've recently done. So, like in my schedule, for example, if I make an appointment and then we just waited, we didn't schedule everything, well, then the next appointment's going to be months, then the next appointment's going to be months, and it's going to take 2 years to do a sleeve. So ultimately, it's going to cost the client a lot more money to do it that way. And as far as your question with budget, yes. So typically, for the same reasoning, to keep things more efficient and priced efficiently, it's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Once you start going longer than monthly, especially if it's a larger piece, then you're starting to get into the same issue with going back into areas that you wouldn't have had to if it got done quicker.
Excellent. And I do really like how accessible each of our artists are. So I know sometimes we'll reach out to somebody and wonder when we're going to get a response, but we have a system in place where if you reach out to us, we will reach out to you immediately. And if you have specific questions for your artists, the front staff will absolutely take care of that. And I think that's really important in researching shops as well.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the biggest complaints that I've heard for years from other tattoo collectors and clients is, we've had them move here from other shops and other artists because that's their main complaint of, like, oh, I try to get appointments with them and they don't get back to me, or they flake on me. It's crazy how many tattoo artists don't have anybody helping them. Like, right, they're trying to do everything themselves, which ends up being lack of response or very delayed responses or not getting back to people at all. It's just horrible business.
Now, we've talked before about the types of research we should do on artists and their art and their tattooing style, but do you have any advice for our viewers on what things to look for on a business standpoint when you're researching a tattoo shop?
I guess for me, I think going into the studio would be the number one step for me. If I were looking at artists and trying to decide on somewhere, obviously I would have done some research first online, and then I would want to go into the studio and get the feel for it, see, how friendly everybody is and how professional they are, and just how they deal with clients that come in the door. I think is a really good step, and obviously before that you'd have to, unless the artists that are already in that shop contain or possess the talent and style you want, that would be important as well. But
Well, thank you. I do appreciate your time on this matter. And for our viewers and clients, we're always available to talk to, get more information from, obtain quotes for you. So if you're thinking about moving forward, feel free to give us a call and we will help walk you through the entire process. Thank you, Jared.
thank you.